Man, I'll tell you what, it's wild. It's already a month into 2024. Time is time's flying by, and I figured I wanted to share with you guys what I've been doing at the start of this year over these first 4 weeks to really kind of dial things in. And what I mean by that is essentially going a mini cut. So, not a mini cut, a long-term cut, mini in terms of the amount I'm cutting, to clarify. And that means keeping my body fat percentage low. So I like to sit around 10% or just below. I might have to do a test here in the coming videos to see exactly where I'm at. But then in the process of that, still continue to at least maintain some level of strength. Of course, maintain muscularity because I want to go for a lean but muscular look, and make the process livable and enjoyable. I think that's the most important thing, especially since I don't have a show coming up anytime soon. A little late in saying this, but thanks for tuning in to another video. If you're new to the channel, hello. If you're coming back, I appreciate you coming back. Hope you had a good New Year, holiday, however you celebrate. Let's get into this. So what I did, I kind of took some notes on what I'm doing as a whole and split it up into what ended up being four most important pieces here. So number one, of course, is going to be the workout split. Now, in order to cut, I like to train a little bit more in the gym because it helps me burn more weekly calories. So instead of training 4 or 5 days with rest, it's a great way to recover, especially if I want to train intense, to kind of make sure I'm burning a sufficient amount of calories day to day, especially being in the cold up here in Ohio. There's just not a lot of activity outside. I'm like, okay, I want to be weight training 6 days a week, and then on the 7th day, I'm still doing some kind of cardio, staying active, and what that 6 days of training looks like is typically I'm coming in the gym Monday, I'm training chest, Tuesday's back, with some rear delt, do a little bit of shoulders on that chest day, but leave the rear alone since I'm hitting back Tuesday. Quad focused leg session on Wednesday with calves at the beginning to prioritize them. Coming in Thursday, hitting, what's Thursday? Thursday's chest and triceps. Friday is a pretty much a standalone shoulder session because I really like to, again, place more emphasis on the shoulders to develop them. So shoulders, do a little biceps at the end. And then Saturday I'm coming in and kind of part 2 of leg day, doing again, calf first, but this time hamstring focused leg session. So focusing on the glute, the hamstring, kind of the posterior side of things, right? And that's it. And then Sunday's the rest day. That kind of segues into number 2, the second component of this cut, which is the extra cardio I'm doing in order to create a larger caloric deficit. To kind of put it in perspective, my body's used to about 20 minutes of steady state cardio a day. And that's being like, for me, again, relatively a little more on the sedentary side in the winter. I'll still do 20, even if I'm just at maintenance or I've bulked in the past, I'm always doing 20 minutes of cardio at some point in the day. Again, just steady state heart rate at that like 60% of max heart rate, so kind of right at the start of that fat burning range. But since I'm kicking things up a notch, that 20 minutes is just becoming my post-workout cardio. So those 6 days I'm training, as soon as I'm done with the workout, I'm going right on the Stairmaster. That's kind of my tool of choice. Jump on that bad boy. It kicks my butt pretty good. And 20 minutes on there gets my heart rate up right to where I want it, and I can stay there consistently. And then part 2 of the cardio, or really that's part 2. Part 1 is every morning I'm coming in, getting up first thing, like you saw me doing the intro, take some burn just to kind of really help with the sweat, wake me up, improve the performance during the cardio, get me awake and energized, because that's the last thing I want to be doing in the morning sometimes. But pop that, and then hitting a fasted cardio session for about 30 minutes, and that's every morning. Even if I really need a rest day on Sunday, I won't do it, but usually, I'll gauge with how my body's feeling, and it's been feeling good enough, so I don't think I've missed a cardio session when I'm on my regular schedule this year. What was I going to say with that? Oh yeah, little tip when you're adding in something new. So I don't know where you're sitting at with your training schedule, but something like going 2-a-days most days of the week may be a lot, a big undertaking. So, if there's, people call it habit stacking. If there's something you already do and there's a way to incorporate an old habit with a new habit, that makes it way easier. So, for example, I wasn't doing fasted cardio last year as much with, the way my routine was. And then I told myself, okay, now I'm doing it pretty much every day, half an hour. It's, it can be a big jump, but what do I do in the mornings, especially this time of year? I'm watching SportsCenter, I'm watching football highlights, catching the game, seeing the predictions, whatever, right? At some point in my morning, I'm probably going to chunk out some time to do that. So instead of, sitting on the couch and kind of getting a slow start to the day, I go, okay, well, let me get on the stairs because I'm only going to watch the sports highlights on the stairs. I mean, little tricks like that, that's what it's about. Then you're not dreading the cardio nearly as much. It's more of you almost look forward to it. At least I do, if I know there's going to be a good game recap on. So transitioning into number 3 with all that, extra training volume, recovery is a huge component. That, for me, recovery kind of breaks down into a few simple things that I make sure I stay on top of. Number 1 being my sleep, and not just a consistent 7 to 8 hours, but going to sleep at a consistent time of night it does wonders for me. I feel way more refreshed when I wake up. I feel like my body utilized sleep to properly recover versus waking up tired. And then I notice when I'm really in that kind of natural circadian rhythm and I'm getting up at the same time, like I really don't need an alarm. And man, I like that. I just feels, I don't know, you just kind of feel like an efficient human being or an efficient machine of a human being, which is a nice feeling. So, and then there's the other side of recovery, which is nutrition. So for me, like I said, I want to be in a deficit to burn some fat and cut weight a little bit here. Part of that is coming from the cardio. The other part is coming from the diet. I like to go about 400 to 500 calories below my maintenance to start. So I've been sitting around there. That puts me like 2,300 calories most days. And it's pretty easy. Like I break down my macros off of that. And then my meals pretty much stay the same. Like I do oats and eggs in the morning. I've been using a meal prep company for a minute now, which really makes meals, just quicker when it comes to time. And then I'm really only eating like 4 or 5 times a day. And, if my meals are 35, 40 plus grams of protein a pop, it's putting me at or above 200 for the day, which is where I need to be, to keep the protein high and preserve my muscle while I'm at a bit of a deficit. So again, just keeping it simple. And I gotta say, the meal prep company I've been using is smooth. They got some good ones in there, and some nice little high protein, low calorie treats that they do, like protein cookie dough, protein muffins, all that good stuff. Because I do have a sweet tooth, and little things like that, or a little diet soda, are definitely a nice little addition to make any cut a little easier. So I'll get a link for that maybe in the description of the video here. Put it down there for you guys to shop. Yeah, there's some good stuff. I think they're U.S. only, so if you're international and they don't ship, I apologize. I kind of rolled into the 4th and final point here with the nutrition and the calorie deficit. But really, again, it's just really about keeping it simple, finding a routine you enjoy, and not feeling like you got to tackle or make a massive switch from what you're doing at the start. Sometimes sleep is off, and you haven't been as perfect with your recovery as you'd like to be, and sometimes your performance tanks a little bit, or maybe you went off your diet a little bit, you wake up a little bloated, and that's okay. You need to be able to look yourself in the mirror, hold yourself accountable, be honest with yourself, and all right, where did I cheat, or where did I kind of slack off with my recovery, and make the proper adjustments and get back to it. And unless you got a show or something, or you're trying to show out for some family reunion, there's no deadline. It's just work at it at your pace. Don't stress yourself out. Stick to it as best you can, and keep things going. That's at least what I like to say. So hopefully, what I'm doing to get dialed in, hopefully that gives you a good little look at it, and maybe pick up a thing or two to try out for yourself. So I appreciate you watching the video. I'm excited to kind of share more of the cut and get back to really, I don't know, just keeping my physique where I want it this year, and share the ups and downs that go with it. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the heck out of you. That's what I'm doing in 2024 to get shredded. But what do I know? I'm just Merc.